So for an Etsy seller who maybe wants to get started with social media, or maybe one who's dabbled in it before and didn't really have success with it, and they're want to kind of like restart the whole process, how would you suggest going about doing that? Would you suggest somebody kind of like picking something like Instagram and doing a deep dive into learning about just Instagram to begin with, or spreading it out and seeing like where the engagement starts and going that direction? How would you suggest someone who's just wanting to get started in it or kind of restart their process go about doing that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So as a rule of thumb, I would only start with no more than 2 platforms. You should try to kind of okay. So first of all, what is it that you already know, right? Let's start there. Excuse me. If you already know Facebook, if you already know Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, whatever, but you already know, you always start there, because you want to get certain quick wins in the beginning to kind of keep your momentum and motivation going, right? So start with what you know, and then the next thing is you always take one more kind of challenge and then kind of deep dive into it. For example, there are a lot of people who already understand either Instagram or Facebook, right? I would say just stick with it in the beginning, like give yourself 4 weeks, set some traffic kind of goals, saying, okay, I'm going to do this much, and set some realistic traffic goals, saying, okay, in 1 week you will know how realistic your goals are, and then you can kind of adjust them accordingly. And then kind of go into the next platform, and then go into the next platform. Now, for example, if you don't have amazing photos, it doesn't make sense to go on Instagram, because you're not going to get engagement, right? So you have to understand from the platform context as well. You have to sort your photography first before you can do really well on Pinterest or Instagram, because they are 100% visual platforms, right? For Facebook, you can do a lot of other things, but for Instagram and Pinterest, it's very brutal. You have to have great photos, right? So it also depends on what you know and what your strengths are, right? So I might be great at Facebook, but I don't know how to take great photos. Then I should not invest directly into Instagram. I should maybe try to start figuring out Twitter, at the same time start learning about photography, how to take better photos, right? So there's no one rule of thumb which kind of works for all. It really depends what your strengths are, what you are comfortable with. You always start there. You always want to have quick wins in the very beginning, and be very clear that those quick wins are not always going to be there, because once you start to deep dive into one new platform, it's going to take some time for you to see results, right? And you have to be comfortable with the fact that I'm learning something new. I'm learning something that's almost a moving target, right? And it's okay that I'm going to fail a little bit. I'm going to learn from the best.